guys, how's it going? Today we are going to be planting a bunch of beautiful shrubs. They are all varieties that like a sunny spot, and they all have red leaves. Look at how gorgeous this load is. Oh my goodness. We have two varieties of 9-bark. We've got the ginger wine and the summer wine, which has got really deep burgundy leaves. We've got spilled wine weigelas, which are just now coming out of bloom. They're kind of a mid to late spring bloomer. We've got black lace elderberries. We've got two of those. And then we've got a smoke bush called Grace. Look at that, it's kind of iridescent. I was walking around specifically in the south garden the other night, and I was just realizing that I was missing that depth of color in specific areas. One of the black lace elderberries is gonna go where we had previously planted one, and it didn't thrive for whatever reason. We've got others that are gorgeous and huge out here. So just one of these shrubs is a replacement, and all the rest of them are going to be like brand new. So let's run through some stats here. Starting with the black lace elderberry. The tag says they grow 6 to 10 feet tall and wide. False. There's a black lace elderberry in our garden right here. Massive. I want to say that that's at least, I mean, you can't even see the whole thing from this angle. That's at least 15 to 20 feet wide, and probably between, it's probably 12-ish, maybe more feet tall. And it's just getting ready to bloom. And you guys, when these are in bloom, maybe we have some footage from last year, but oh, it's just gonna be loaded. Look at all of these. All of these big discs, and they're kind of a light pink to white bloom, which you just saw on the other one. They are just a fantastic shrub. They are not fussy. They are not, they don't need specific soil types. They don't need specific fertilizer. We just plant them and they grow. Right here you can see what the blooms look like, and then after they've aged just a tiny bit, they kind of fade a little. But they're just the most delicate, beautiful looking things. Let me pop this one right here. So this is the spot. You can even see the drip. I came out here to find exactly where I had planted it, and I found the little round of drip there. So that is the replacement, because I've got 1, 2, and I kind of want to have a trio, even though they're very spread apart. I think that's really pleasing to have certain things that are repeated. So I would like for this one just to fill in this area right here. We've got a bloomerang dark purple lilac standard right here, snowball bush viburnums. We recently planted a chatalpa right here, low growth sumacs there. There's a lot of real pretty things in this area, but this will be the bulk kind of that I want for this space, especially from the other side. Yeah, standing right in here, having this kind of filled in, much like this one's filling in this area, is going to be beautiful. And oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't even realize that this one was in full bloom. Oh my word. What's this one called? It's got like a song name, I think. I'm gonna go look it up. It's a Jolene Beauty Bush. Oh my word, it's just lighting it up over here. It's so gorgeous. So real quick, this one grows 3 to 6 feet tall and 4 to 6 feet wide. It's a zone 4 through 8. Little side note there. Anyway, the black lace is a zone 5 through 7. And they're just incredibly tough. We use them a lot in place of like a Japanese maple for a full sun area, because we can't plant Japanese maples in full sun here in Eastern Oregon. They fry, but these don't. And these give you kind of that really like Crimson Queen Japanese maple or Red Dragon Japanese maple kind of vibe without the tenderness of that. So this one will be very easy to plant because I'm sure that the spot's pretty soft. So let's look at the stats on the rest of these. Okay, so this summer wine and 9-bark. I just think these are so pretty. You can see some blooms right here, what they look like. Much the same as the ginger wine right there, but the leaves are so much deeper in color and a little smaller. You can see just side by side the difference here. There's the ginger wine leaf, more of like a coppery, orangey red, and this is a more of a deep burgundy red right here. But these grow, I think, 5 to 6 feet tall and wide. Let's double check that. Yep, 5 to 6 feet tall and wide, zone 3 through 7. And they're just a really easy keeper too. They can do full sun and crummy soil, and they don't ask for a lot, which is fantastic. And ginger wine, which we just planted one of these near our back kitchen entrance. They also grow 5 to 6 feet tall and wide. They're a zone 3 through 7. But I love the color of the stems too. A little bit brighter than the summer wine, and just absolutely gorgeous, especially when they're in bloom. Oh my word. And then the smallest growing shrub of the lot here, the spilled wine weigelas. These are some of the shrubs that Aaron and I picked up when we were recently on our little excursion, our shopping trip. These grow 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, zone 3 through 8, I think, no, 4 through 8, zone 4 through 8. And they can do, I think it even says they can do part shade, sun, part shade, or shade, it says. Interesting. So these are a little bit more versatile in the light department, but they've got the beautiful deep colored leaves just in a smaller package and some spring interest, which is fun. And then the last one here is the Grace Smoke Tree, which I just love, especially when the sun is shining through the leaves. Oh my word. I mean, this is the lightest color of all the ones we're planting today, but you can see especially the new growth has a deeper color. And then older growth, it turns a little bit more green, but these grow about 15 feet tall by 15 feet wide. So definitely, I think the black lace and the gray smoke tree are similar in their growth habit for us here anyway. They're a zone 4 through 10 and they bloom in the summertime. This one's just a little bit ahead of the game. It's beautiful. And it's a great time, I think, to get these things in the ground because if we swing this way, you can see the bobcat over there. They're working on mulching. So if we can get our stuff planted in here before they make it over here, then we won't make quite as big of a mess. So I'm gonna start in with this black lace elderberry, and then I think we're just gonna, I have no specific order I'm gonna plant these in. We're just gonna plant them. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Stop along the way maybe and give you some updates. I think I'm gonna use the 9-inch auger for pretty much everything today. That was easy. Easiest digging all day. Oh, it's so pretty. Love it. I think a ginger wine right in here would be beautiful. We've got a lot of green, a little bit of blue, having some red. We'll finish it. Okay. Good placement, yeah? You want to know what is just like delightful about this space out here? In most of the areas, we've already got our big centerpiece plants in, like the big bone structure plants, and we're at a position in a lot of these spaces where I'm just seeing little holes where I think, oh, this might look good there, or that, I don't know, I'm just filling in gaps, which is so much fun. It's fun to see a place or a space start to take shape and really fill in. Another ginger wine right in here. Next to our blue spruce, our Echinacea purpurea. There's buddleias behind me. Hold on, I gotta figure out if I want it here or tucked right here. Let me see from the front. That's quite pretty. Or here, a little bit further forward. Yeah, I kind of like that, a little less congested. These buddleias, they're the Miss Ruby, and they get pretty good size. And the Brandywine should get pretty good size too. Putting it here might be pushing it. So right there is good. Oh, beautiful. Oh, like that. All right. What do you kids think of this about right? Chow.
I feel like it should be like a little this way.
Think so? Well, think of this. Now this is going to get real wide. So remember that. This one we can limb up, but this one will need more space. So if I move it more this way, it might crowd this one out eventually. of these plants are just making me so happy today because I feel like they're all game changing to the spots where they're going. So the smoke bush growing 15 by 15, it'll fill in this space back in here and will give us a little bit more opportunity to do some other lower things. But I was just thinking, like from the other angle over here, like backing Hebe, the Hebe fountain, it kind of fills in that gap perfectly right there. And I think that would be nice. So I think having it scooted to this location is good. Okay, we got them all planted. I do think we have time to do a couple of containers up by the kitchen patio area, but let's take a walk through and see where they all ended up and talk about each one of them. We're starting over here on the opposite side of the south garden. That's where we ended with the Weigelas. This area is starting to fill in so beautifully. A lot more gaps over here though. We've got a lot of opportunities for some fun stuff. But I popped one of the Weigelas in right here, 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. It'll be perfect right here. We've got a whole bunch of Agastaki. We've got the Flavorette Honey Apricot Roses. Oh my gosh. Just starting to bloom and they're loaded with buds. And if we continue on down this pathway, I just kind of dotted them around. We've got one right here, right next door to the Reminiscent Pink Rose. Look at this. Oh, they are gorgeous. And these are loaded up as well with buds. And if we keep on going, you can see another one here where we just planted checker bloom. Oh, it's blooming pretty. It's looking a little ratty, like I'm kind of ready to cut it back, but there's still some pretty blooms on it. But I think that will be a nice little dark colored shrub there. You can see some younger black lace elderberries in here. These were planted a year or two after the large ones over on the other side of the south garden. And a couple more right over here. We've got another one of the Jolene shrubs looking gorgeous in a string theory Amsonia. And so I just tucked one of the Weigelas in here. There's also some opalescence phlox and some stoichesia and some sedum in here. And then this one, look how pretty that is. Oh, now we've got room for a bunch of perennials is kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe like a shrub in here and a shrub down there, but largely perennials. We've got some Invincibelle ruby hydrangeas in here. Also a little hedge of rhubarb looking great. I love the placement of this, especially like the dark colored leaves with the white birch bark right here. Okay, the rest of them are over there. Okay, so we kind of talked through each one of these while we were out here, so we'll go kind of fast, but we've got a black lace elderberry right here, which I think is going to be gorgeous. They can be trained into more like tree forms, so you can shave up the bottoms and have a little bit more of a canopy. So that might be a good candidate right here because we've got some other things closer by. We've got the Summer Wine Black Nine Bark right here, which I think is gorgeous. We needed something red in this area because it's just a whole lot of green. And I think that helps kind of break it up a little bit. Further on down the way, we've got a couple of 9 barks. Now I kind of tucked it over this way because we use this. I think I might put a little like flagstone, just individual stones that kind of pop through this flower bed. Because when we're out here, a lot of times in the evenings, we'll walk through here to get over there. So anyway, I kind of wanted to leave that avenue just a little bit more open. And there's another one right through here. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. We've got a Serbian spruce to the left. This is a type of willow. Isn't that beautiful? And then we've got the larch we planted last year that fried in our summer heat, and I'm hoping it hangs on in the full sun this year. We'll see what happens. Totem pole panicum, and then our 9-bark sumac, spruce, and then our new elderberry today. Oh, a couple more along this side. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I was kind of deliberating on the smoke bush placement because it looks like, you know, if you stand right here and look straight into the bed, it's way off to the side, but this is perfect placement for it. You just see it right through the rose and the birch. Oh, I'll kind of pop back in here so we can see. I've got some perennials to replace up here, but look at that. It's got plenty of room for its big growth habit. And I did turn our fountain on, got that all filled up. I had a bunch of annuals up front here, and I think I'm gonna probably repeat that. It was so pretty. And there's the other view of it. And then on the other side, directly across the way, I popped in another summer wine right there. This side of the bed has kind of become like one of those just pop in whatever. I mean, this whole area doesn't have a plan. The only plan was where the grass walkways or the grass pathways were gonna go. And everything else has just been like, well, I think it looks good there, let's plant it. With absolutely no plan as to where trees go or shrubs or anything that gets large or any of that. But this side in particular is one of those like, oh, okay, I've got 3 extra of this. Let's just go pop them into this bed. And so it's a little bit, I need to do some work here. The 9-bark helps. All right, we are gonna head back to the high tunnel. I'm gonna grab a few annuals to plant in the kitchen patio containers, and they're largely shade. So I've got to pick some things that can handle that. All right, guys, so here we are by the back kitchen door, and this is what we're gonna go with. We've got some beautiful Be My Destiny calla lilies. Look at how gorgeous those are. Oh, 3 of those, and we are gonna ring around with the Hippo Rose hypoestes. And then we've got a Sweet Caroline Raven sweet potato vine, a Medusa Green sweet potato vine, a Dichondra Silver Falls, just kind of a mixed bag, but it's all cool color palette. I think it's beautiful. Down below it, we're gonna do a Queen Tut in the center. We're gonna ring around it with some tropical shades, Impatiens, and then possibly more Dichondra, more blue, or maybe not. Maybe we won't do any spiller out of this. And then over here, we've got some existing things in pots. Like I just planted these, I think there's a Be My Prince calla lilies, and we had some violas come back up from last year. So I'm just gonna put a few double up white begonias in here. And then in the blank spot, a Sweet Caroline Bewitched Green with Envy sweet potato vine. And then right here, we've got a 30-second planter, and it's got 2 of the space age begonias, a euphorbia and some trailing fuchsia. And I thought because they're not super heavily rooted yet, and the whole goal of these 30-second planters is just to pop them straight in a container without having to add anything. But I have 1 more of these. And I thought, oh, it'd be so pretty to have this in the center and then ring around it with this stuff. So we're gonna kind of break that up a little bit and add a centerpiece. I'm excited. I think these are gonna be beautiful. Got them done and they look beautiful. So there's our 30-second planter. Kind of just took it apart a bit and put that calla lily in the middle, and I think it's going to be really pretty. I think we'll be surprised how quickly it fills in. If I can find another euphorbia, I'll probably pop it in on the other side so that we're kind of even. And then this one just popped in those double up white begonias and the sweet potato vine, and it just looks so peaceful. I just love it. And then over here on this side, we've got the calla lilies as our centerpiece, then all the other goodies all the way around. And then down below, we've got the queen tut with the tropical shades and patience surrounding it. Decided to not go with a spiller because I don't really want it like spilling out onto the ground, and I don't want to have to trim it. And that is going to do it for today's projects. What a beautiful load of red-leaved shrubs. I just enjoyed myself so much. I mean, it's a beautiful day too. It's overcast, very slight breeze, just the perfect temperature. It's just been a really lovely day, and I'm thankful that we had time to button up these containers because just yesterday we planted the flower bed right in front of me, this space here. So now I can kind of check this area off my list. I love it. Now we just get to enjoy watching it grow. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it gave you maybe some new ideas for some red-leaved things to put in your garden, because I really just feel like for most areas, most flower beds, it really is a needed thing. The only place where I have sort of stayed away from red foliage is the west side right in front of me. And that's because I wanted to keep it more in all shades of green. I do have like some midnight masquerade penstemon popped in here and there that's got a little bit more of a burgundy leaf, but this is largely an area where I wanted to play with texture and different shades of green rather than all the different shades that are out there. I have very few yellow leaved things. Anything that's yellow leaved is like the instant karma elderberry, and it's just a little bit of yellow variegation. And I don't have any blue evergreens or anything like that in this space. I'm scanning it to make sure. I don't think I've got anything like that. It's mostly just shades of green, and I really like that. So I feel like there are times when just doing a more monochromatic palette works, but largely I feel like having all the different colors, the red, blue, yellow, and green in every flower bed for the most part just creates a really pretty space. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.